It's up to each professional finisher following manufacturer's recommendations as to the method of applying the finish: hand brushing, applicator with lamb wool pad or synthetic pad, or roller. Take everything you need in at one time rather than coming in and out of the work area. Make sure your clothing is clean and shoes are covered with booties or rags. In all finishing jobs, regardless of the method, finishers must wear safety glasses to prevent splashes into the eyes and a filtered respirator. Finishing liquids must be handled, applied, and disposed of according to manufacturer's recommendations, and all safety precautions followed. Mix the finish according to manufacturer's recommendations. Finishes must be shaken or stirred to dissolve any sediment. All water-based finishes must be strained out of the container to eliminate any debris. Do all straining or transferring a finish from one container to another very carefully. Dispose of the used materials away from the floor and according to applicable regulations. Use a brush or a cut-in pad to blend finish to walls, corners, or edges. When cutting to a wall or corner or doorway, don't let the brush or brush pad applicator contact the jamb or trim. When the finish rises under the jamb as it dries, it will cause puddles. Finishing is best done by two, one cutting into the sides while the other coats the field. After hand brushing the perimeter of the floor, apply the finishing liquid according to manufacturer's recommendations. This is a controlled pouring of a limited amount of finish. No drips, no splashes. Wet the applicator with finish and smoothly apply the finish, bringing in, patting out. Pay close attention to the repaired areas, making sure they are all blended. A faded footprint or spider web might be nearly invisible in one finish, but will show through in the next. Blend all areas, back in, pat out. Back in, pat out. One coat is usually enough on most repair jobs like this one. Please refer to and follow the finish manufacturer's recommendations for sealers and the number of top coats required for your specific finishing jobs. Immediately smooth out any spills or drips. These are hard to see during application, but will harden and become apparent to the customer later on. Drips and spills frequently occur as the finisher is winding up the job while finishing up the room. Immediately smooth them out. There can also be blind spots, especially as we work toward the door or to the edge of the flooring, where we have to pull at an angle. We can leave pad or applicator marks in the finish. Immediately straighten out, smooth out any angles. After coating the floor, dispose of all materials properly, complying with all regulations and following manufacturer's recommendations. Finishers must follow finish manufacturer's recommendations and use good judgment to make sure one coat has dried thoroughly before another coat is applied. Airflow and humidity level, the type of wood and finish must all be considered when determining drying time. Some finishes can dry in 3 to 4 hours. Others need up to a day. If you're going to estimate drying time, plan more drying time rather than less. A great deal of skill and professionalism go into repairing and refinishing a floor to the customer's satisfaction. This is craftsmanship at its best. When we keep at craftsmanship, working as professionals, we experience little or no delay in enjoying and savoring the rewards of our work: quality in-place repairs, a happy customer, and our final payment. Not a bad combination.